I remember taking her somewhere, hata wale sitai sahau, nje ya gate fulani pahali. Nikamwambia, I want you to note this day. One, I will take you any place in the world. Na hiyo time sina anything, hata hatuna chakula, hata ile tunaenda kula na mtoto amekuja. Number 2, nikamwambia, I will build your home, a castle befitting a queen.
We are happy people, we got life, we got hope, wanna share it to the world. We are the THUKU'S family. We are happy people, we got life, we got hope, wanna share it with the world. We are the THUKU'S family.
What's up, people? I'm Dominic.
And I'm Purity.
Yes, and together we are the THUKU'S. And of course, kama kawaida, kwa hii channel, we are all about love, hope,
and good vibes.
And good vibes. Na leo, tumerudi. Na by the way, tumesonga. Guys, we want to start this first of all by appreciating you guys. You have been amazing. The kind of love you have experienced online, imekuwa amazing. So we are really happy, guys, that you have really supported us. Tumesonga. Sasa tuko ngapi? Tumesonga.
Yeah.
And of course, wale wana watch hapa, najua tuko na wageni wengi sana. Karibuni sana. Make sure kabla uendelee sana, piga hiyo subscribe, usisahau. We were looking at analytics, tukaona kuna over 50% wana watch ambao hawaja subscribe. So make sure usitoke kabla usubscribe.
Yeah. So welcome, guys. Today's topic is going to be very, very interesting because there's a topic to handle about some of the things that bring differences in marriage. Ours had the potential to bring a very huge difference in our marriage. Huge difference.
Big.
But because we can say we have learned to surmount that challenge, that's what we are going to be sharing today.
Yeah. We are going to talk about our backgrounds, by the way. We are going to maybe get more personal about the journey and where we came from and how it affected or determined vile to relate up to the place that tumefika. Yeah, because I think hiyo sasa yetu tunaweza sema mimi nilitoka Mars akatoka Venus. One end of a spectrum na mimi nimetoka ile side nyingine. And how we were able now to use that to our advantage. Because life is not about what is thrown at you, is how you use what is thrown at you by life for your own benefit. So we use the lemon to make the lemonade, and it's really beautiful.
People throw stones at you, use them to build.
Absolutely. But this one si kurushiwa. Ni venye tu venye Mungu tu alipangia maisha. By the way, they usually say this, that you are not responsible for where you came from, but of course you are very responsible to where you are going. Of course walisema now about that, ukifika 30 years, usiongeange mahali ya kule umetoka sasa.
Sasa ni watu wengine wanakutumia kama reference.
Yes.
So ni wewe unadetermine kwenye wewe na wale wanakufuata mnaenda. Yeah, so you stop saying, oh, me unajua nimetoka this kind of background, oh, babangu hakuniachia kakitu. Now it's niwe uko kwa ground. And
I also believe human being, you are called human being, not human doing. You are becoming. You can become anything because there's something called neuroelasticity. The mind inaweza shapewa into anything. And I think one of the biggest battle even katika wokovu is transformation of the mind, because kuna watu wamekuja na ile mentality baada ya misli kule walitoka kwetu hatufanyangi, babangu hafanyangi, mamangu hakuwa anafanya. When we came together, we decided we are making another generation together. So we are going to determine a lot of things. How we want it to be is how it is going to be, of course, with the help of God. So now, I think, where do we start?
So where we start,
yes,
our backgrounds are diverse, are totally different. Personally, I'm born and bred in Nairobi. So my background, Nairobi. So my background ni urban, modern, affluence, name it. Sasa siyasema tulikuwa wadosi, but we were not wanting. Hatukuwa tunalack. In fact, our mom, and I know she's watching, much love mommy. Mama alikuwa anaitwa mimi hana kakitu, but hakuna time utamuitisha akose. So si hata tulikuwa tunajua sina kakitu is just a sentence utumika just before upatiwe do. So hata hatukuwa ipata hiyo feeling ya hakuna kakitu. But in actual sense, let me just paint a picture of my background, what it was like. Growing up, I feel like we had everything we needed. Kama ni food, tulikula tupo. Hakuwa na ile, I hear people say, like walikuwa sijui hawashibi.
Yeah.
Mara wanapigania food. Sisi tulikuwa tunachapwa tukule. Like me nakumbuka like my shosho, mom to my mom, akikuja kwetu alikuwa na vita sana na mimi juu sikuli. Na sasa hiyo ni juu maybe na feel staki food, easy my preference. Ama sijisikii tu kukula. It's just that simple. That was one. Another thing, tulikuwa na ile culture ya with every Christmas kuna manguo, like a special kind of shopping. Hiyo ilikuwa standing order.
Yeah.
It was almost a negotiable. Tulifind ikiwa culture. We used to do the Christmas decor and the likes. Dolly, unaona Dolly? I think we used to do monthly shopping pamoja. Kitu kama Dolly, mimi najua nilikuwa na buy wangu Dolly monthly. So with every shopping that we go for, yeah, I'd have a doll. That's one thing I really used to look forward to. And because that area tukiingia haikuwa so developed, tulikuwa tunaenda kwa itaka distance kwenda supermarket. My motivation was that I'd get a new doll. If it were trips, we went for all the trips za shule. What is happening now with our kids? Yeah. What else? When I went to high school, pocket money ilikuwa, I would say the standard. In campus, I used to get help, and still my mom would top it up with pocket money. So nilikuwa na actually my mom, the reason I tulikuwa tunaendanga home weekly was because that a doi ran out ya campus. Ukienda home mother atakupatia tu more shopping money. Me, I remember when I was in campus, I used to come from one lecture hall to the place ya kukula ambayo inaendangwa na walimu na maprofessor and the likes, na kujiwa na taxi shule. Like taxi inanikujia lecture hall inipeleke kwa kukula. I don't know, unapata
I see.
Taxi inatoka nje ya campus inakuja kunitoa lecture hall inanipeleka mahali tunaenda kukula.
Spoiled.
Kukula kifahari, si kwa mess.
Spoiled a lot.
I used to love that. Me, I remember kuna inaitwaje? An evangelistic team niliingia na when I got saved. Then there's a time nilikuwa nimebakisha 3k kwa account. And I shared with one of the guys and okay, I'm so stressed. Do imeisha. Alianza huna do at all. Mbenye imebaki yezi nisaidia. How much? 3k. Aki that guy was shocked. Sijui hata
rebuke.
Alinirebuke, alisema usiseme hivyo tena karibu na mtu mwingine. That is money that can inaweza to sustain as a whole team for the next month.
Yeah.
You know, you get the difference.
I do.
Yeah, that was my picture.
Yeah. And of course, we are also the daddy's girl.
Hey, acha niongeze hiyo.
Yeah.
I was daddy's girl. I think I'm still daddy's girl. Daddy's favorite. Daddy's girl. I don't know. But, me, I was my daddy's girl. My dad, hangetaka nikuwe na stress. Unaona kaya nimesema we used to go for all trips. I remember, there's a trip, tulikuwa tunafaa kwenda Rift Valley tukiwa class 8. Then, I don't know whether our teachers didn't want it to happen, but walikam tu one day wakasema by kesho mkwe meleta 1,000, na that time 1,000 by there was a lot of money.
Of course.
Back in the days when we were in primary, mimi watene watu wangu, so I have a teenager. So, walikam wakatuambia by kesho mlete 1,000, if not your trip haita happen. Mimi najua mzee atanipatia. My dad was a banker. So tulikuwa tumemzoea na manoti safi. So that day nimeenda nimemwambush, and I don't know, my old age mates, with time unaweza elewa, okay, anyway, my age mates, with time unaweza elewa, kuna time unaweza kosa hiyo 1,000. So I think it was such a time. I went to my dad, by tomorrow tunahitajika kupeleka 1,000. Tell niuliza, where do you expect me to get that money now? Na akatoka nje kwanza. So mimi nikashikwa tu na ile stress. Am I the only one who won't go for that trip? I went nikalala. So when my dad came into the house, aliuliza, "Mudhoni ameenda wapi?" Akaambia ameenda kulala. Amekasirika. Sikuwa nimesema sitatoa do. Ako wapi nimpatie do. Yaani, unaelewa that cow spoiled thing, and especially to do with my dad, and it wasn't once. My dad would even voice it. Alikuwa ananiambia his friends ananipenda and all that. So me, I would say I grew up in that kind of environment.
Yeah, that was Venus.
It was Venus?
That was Venus.
It was?
Because now, enters yours truly, on the other end of the spectrum. So, I think almost everything you have talked about is the other extreme of my life.
Ooh.
Number one, in our village, the poor people used to call us poor. So you can imagine, yeah? So,
Ilikuwa mbaya.
ilikuwa mbaya. Wewe. funny enough, you know, up to now, I still struggle when I see us forcing our children to eat. Like, kula.
Who does that?
Now, anajaribu kuhepa because one, when I was growing up, we were 6 of us, 4 ladies and 2 gentlemen. Sasa nikuwa last born. Then, hatukuwahi shiba. I remember mpaka, inatanga wajiri inataka mokoro ya ugali. Ugali ile inabakingi hapo chini. Hapo unajua hiyo time sufuria hazikuwa as clean as they are. So imeungua. Lakini hiyo, kuna mtu amepangia line. And of course, hata ikikataa kutoka, lazima iwekwe maji mpaka iyeyuke. Watu walikuwa nagawana zina... Of course.
Ikiwekwa maji.
You know, hamshibi. So, that's an added food on top.
Oh my God.
Githeri ilikuwa inapikwa ile nyungu zile za earthenware. Then hiyo inajazwa. Kuna time my mom, nakumbukanga, it was a very funny story. Alienda akatuachia, aliniacha nikiweka kuni nini. Then ikiiva kidogo hivi mnaanza kutaste. So tulianza kutaste. Do you know kuna time mama alikuja jioni akapeel viazi, sasa inataka kuwekwa mukimo. Kwenda kuchota hivi ndani, alipata tu ni maji tu ina boil.
Supu.
Githeri yote tumekula. Yeah, so those are the kind of a setup we grew up in. There was lack here, yani from here to wherever. Mi sijai end a trip in primary school.
Oi.
And also in high school.
So your trip was from home to school?
Yes, and this walking over 10 kilometers every day you have to walk. Nikaitwa, of course nilipita primary school, nikaitwa high school, provincial school. Singe afford. So of course in fact nilipomaliza class mimi nilijua hiyo story imeishia hapo. Lakini thank be to God nilifanywa kaharambe by the kuingia na shule. And I went to a day school. Yeah. And by there I set a record there. Bado tulisoma na tukapita.
Good job.
Yeah, but I remember now the one thing that I was lacking is a father figure. In fact, one of the things that nime desire sana in my life is to become a father and also a husband. You know, I had no role model growing up because our dad alikuwa ule mtu hayuko. You know, tulikuwa tunamsikia na kuanga. Sometimes he'll show up and of course he's late and we love him. Tulikuja kureconnect the latter days of his life. Lakini nakumbuka the kind of nini we went through. Because now hakuwa na to support. Hata nilipoitwa shule unajua tu hawezi shughulika na si ati hakuwa na do. So alini kama me the moment nilizaliwa ni kama hiyo time ndio alikuwa amemalizana. You know, watoto 6 wamepanga line hapa nini. And therefore I was the 6th one. So kangu kalikuja kakadrai hapo. And from there I never saw him. You know, the only time he will come, hata kama mnacheza, we used to find it hata wadhari hasikuja. Because akikuja one, mchezo ikiwa iishe. You know, muende mulale nini. We were never close. Do you know we never talked with my dad? Ukitaka kitu hata kama amekuja uandike kwa karatasi.
Oh my goodness.
Umpe. Ama utume mtu ambaye anaenda Nairobi ampelekee barua. So mimi nilisoma hata kuandika barua very early in life. And one of the most painful thing, and I'm sorry to say because okay hiyo iliisha lakini singepata hata ndango aje basari ama kusaidiwa because inapewa watu hana wazazi. Wewe unajulikana uko na mzazi. So I used to be at home almost all the time. The number of times I was in school, especially in high school, zilikuwa very few. But either way we made it. So umetoka hapo. So she's coming from a national school. I'm coming from a day school.
Provincial.
It
was a high-end provincial.
Yeah, Pango is a big.
Pango is a big.
Shout out Pango.
Shout out to Pangani girls.
Yeah, so sisi ingine hata yetu haisemeki. So ni uko mashindano nikitaja anyway hamtaelewa. So it was a day school. Uko pande za Murang'a huko Katanga kwa milima. And I used to walk every day kunyeshe, kusinyeshe. And when there's a time nilikuwa tunapewa lift. Mtu ameona kamtu kanakaa nini hivi kwa giza. Anaona mtu ana uniforms 5 AM in the morning tunapewa lift. So that was the life. But of course it tujengea stamina and determination. But one thing that I thank God for is that deficiency, especially of a father figure. Mimi nilikuwa na hii image. One day mimi wakati when I become a father, I would like to be there, present. I used to look for that validation of a dad. I just was always looking for only one word. I'm proud of you. You know, unasoma, unapita. I know. So, hiyo time, wewe unapita na unampelekea Max, hashughuliki, hiyo time hata anashinda anataka kwenda to the next thing. So, that is one thing I told God when my time comes. I want to be a father who is present. I want to be there to validate my children. They will never hear a better word out there. Kasi mimi nimewaambia, you know. I was looking at my sisters, and of course I know those things of not having a father.
Yeah.
It maybe even influence some of the decisions they made because
daddy issues.
Yeah, daddy issues are very serious issues, you know. And the love of a parent is very powerful to a child. So kwa hivyo kwa wale wazazi wako, by the way, is good because those things can destroy. We thank God because our mom took us to church. Of course tukajua Mungu, and we were introduced to another father ambaye alikuwa Mungu. Of course kuwa mtoto una feel there is a deficiency. Kuna vitu ulikuwa una feel watu wanaringa na baba zao. Sawa wewe hata wewe unasema kwa unasikikanga. Lakini realize unajua shags watu walikuwa wanajua stories za watu. So nakwambia hapana, baba yako na kujangi, you know, those kind of things. But nevertheless hata okay, then nikapita, I went to campus. Campus ile siku nilitoka hivi home and I go to campus. That's the last time niliitisha anything. From there you hustle, unaandikia watu. Kuna my roommate alikuwa na computer, so una type for people, you work for people, una make some money, unaenda una create friends. Kuna a family tulijuana nayo, wanatupea mahindi, na tunasiaga. So pale nika stew. So shoe by the way inatosha, so unanunua tu stew, then you get to enjoy. And of course now coming from that background, here we go, you meet now a girl from Nairobi.
Baby girl.
Wewe umetoka kule mashinani. Haya, from national school
to a day school.
From a day school. Mtu ambaye hajai kosa wengine hapa. But of course one thing I love about God, huwezi nyimwa kila kitu. So lugha ilikuwa mingi sana. So huyu mtu akitoa maneno anatoa, unaweza fikiria mtu ana own everything. So kitu nilikuwa nayo ni determination na vision. Na hiyo ndo nilipaintia. And I think I don't believe anyone is poor. Poor is a state of mind. You may be broke. Because that time I do believe I was broke. One day I know you'll give the story how we did it.
Broke was the people.
But
it was us.
Broke. But I one thing I really respect you for is the way you fit in. You know, the moment you decided we are doing this together, I came nikajimwaga mbele yako and you knew everything about me. And if I even telling you like kwetu, siwezi kudanganya, mimi ndio nimeangaliwa, yani the responsibilities zinaningoja. Ukinichukua ujue bado kuna mizigo ambayo tutapewa pamoja.
You painted the picture, but one thing I can tell you for free. I used to cry a lot. I used to cry. This is what used to happen. Me to be sincere, broke nimeiona venye nimeolewa na this handsome guy. Handsome broke guy by the way.
Nilikuwa na confuse.
Ulikuwa ni confused, but we got so broke that me nilikuwa naona tuta die of brokenness. Like we were broke.
Did we get broke ama we were already broke? Did we have something we lost? We
got broke. Because we are one day going to tell the story. You remember when we were dating, I used to have a lot of money. Because my dad tulikuwa tunaendanga job na yeye. So he used to drop me mali mimi nafanya kazi anaenda. So all my money ilikuwa to just lose even free money.
Yeah.
So I used to have a lot of money at dates, mafare, manini hivyo, pocket money, but just lose cash. So when now we got married, I think me by the time niliolewa sikuwa najua kulipa bills ni kusema nini. Because me nilitoka home nimeenda into our marriage home.
Yeah.
So me sikuwa najua kulipa bills nini. Nilikuwa najua niki earn my 20, you earn your 30, we are 50k rich. Sikuwa na realize kuna kitu inaitwa net. Ile kwanza lipa rent, ulipe fare, buy food, lipe bills za maji na stima na nini. By the time unamaliza umetumia 49k. Now you have 1k to run you for the rest
and it's the beginning of a month.
And I think yeye alikuwa amezoeanga kusota cause yeye iko inamuoverwhelm.
So amani ya Bwana.
Amani ya Bwana.
Amani ya Bwana.
Mbona iko inanifikia cause me I used to cry. But our backgrounds pia zilitupatia difference cause me I always had a cushion.
Yeah.
Ningesota it was always my dad, my mom. Ama my dad, you know, my dad is a girl dad. Hatuna boy kwetu. So my dad tulikuwa tunajua how to get money from him. Unaambia tu daddy kuna kitu nataka kununua. So you know that time hajui kama ni pads, hajui kama but hataki ku discuss what are these issues. So ukimwambia tu daddy kuna kitu nataka kubuy, shika. But now here we are, daddy ni huyu. Ana kakitu zazi but ana kakitu. Tumesota naambia babe tutatoa wapi do hata yajui. And here we are, we have to have money. Akio kitu ilikuwa inafanyia mke kuomba but badala kuomba nalia.
Yeah.
Because mimi sikuwa nimezoea the life.
But we give it up to you. You know, you could have gone back and you know, the moment we started our family, we decided this is our thing.
Yeah.
We are not going back kutafuta msaada. Then you are there, even as we are going through that, I know very well that of course ungepigia dad even that moment angekusaidia. But I have the fact that tulikuwa tumeamua whatever comes hii ni yetu. So tunasota. But I love the fact that you expanded my mind. You know, hiyo determination, you know. Msichana wenyewe umetoa kule nao umemleta hapa. You have to up your game. And I remember even the vision, anyway, I think I had a vision, but I think uliweza kunisaidia kui elongate, ikakuwa kubwa kwa sababu you remember there was a time as we were planning by the kabla tuone, sat down and decided let's write a list of nyumba yetu tutaifanya nini. Nini hata hiyo time hatujajua tunaenda wapi kukaa, but I remember mimi nilikuwa na TV fulani nilikuwa nimetoka nayo kampo ile ya tumbo ile inakuwa
was it a 14 inch ama kulikuwa na smaller sijui 7 inches.
I think it was 21 or something.
Babe, 21.
Nilikuwa nakabeba hivi na nasonga nako. Kalikuwa kazuri sana.
Dog kalikuwa ka 14 inch, the tiniest. Kama kuna mtu anajua TV ilikuwa inaitwa Great Wall. Ilikuwa inatosha na hivyo. Only that it was, babe. It was a 14 inch. It was very tiny.
14?
Its only feature was color.
It was colored.
Kile kimgongo na kalikuwa kadogo.
Yes, so kuchukua budget amuuliza hii ati hatuwezi change, tuko na TV. Then unaanza kuandika yeah, you know already hata kupata TV kwetu bana, hiyo nilikuwa yani the first.
Now that was a big telling stuff. You we need to buy a plasma TV with at least 32 inch.
Ilikuwa so big to my mind, but I thank God that I nilitikia uni stretch.
Yeah.
Because through that we are able now to think big things.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of things that, because what happened is kuna watu when they are challenged, of course ama si challenge like mtu ajaribu kukustretch kidogo as men, kuna hata watu who fight. Anaanza kufeel kama unamchallenge. But I thank God because it takes a lot of wisdom and also humility. Kuwa unaambiwa kitu na una feel it's for us. Na kama unani stretch si sababu uko na shida na mimi. You know kwa time ulikuwa unashindwa wanaongea mambo ya TV nitolete. Tumekula have we even eaten, hatujashiba.
Even our first car I think hatukuwa yet tumefika the place to buy.
No. You also thought about it. By the our first car, she's the one who saw it somewhere. Na akakuja anashinda huyu msichana anasema nini? Mashida zile tuko nazo. Tena anasema mambo ya gari, but I have learned to listen by the way, my fellow men. Watu wasikue na inferiority complex. Itikia mtu wako akiamua kuupgrade by the way, you know. Na wakati msichana wakati aliamua kufanya hiyo kazi yote, you see. Sasa aliponi upgrade, sasa ni yeye ukula matunda. Unasonga nayo, you know, and I have learned by the way to listen. I have learned to be complimented. And I think that hiyo ni kitu wengine watu wengi wangetumia now, that difference that we had as a conflict.
Oh yeah, by the actually the fact that hizo siku za kwanza because when ulishika laini ulienda ukiendanga. But hizo siku za kwanza I think my background played a big role in such things because like now to me a car wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal to me.
If anything, actually I used to be with my dad's car for like maximum of the time. Nilikuwa nachukua naenda nayo kampo kupeleka vitu narudisha, then mimi naenda kana nimesimama. A time when I was on attachment I used to use my dad's car, so he would fuel it for like a week and then ananipatia gari, so mimi ndo nilikuwa naenda nayo. So now the thing is when now we got married, to me a car was not a big deal. So by the time I told you tununue gari, for me ilikuwa na feeling kama it's just part of the assets we should be owning. So I think that one worked in our favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also the fact that nilikuwa nimelive in it, sikuwa naona what's the big deal. I mean let's just get a car, you know. So kama tungekuwa maybe both of us tumetoka the same setting ama setup, pengine hatungefikiria at that time, because at that time hatukuwa tumefika.
And I think in this, that's why we are saying our diversity, instead of it working against us, work for us. Because also the aspect yangu ya kuwa nilikuwa pia nimetoka in those very ground ambazo ni sheki kidogo, ilinipea one determination. Number two, ikanipea ile resilience and faith. Like I used to appreciate the small things. You know, TV katumbo ni kitu kubwa. Then kuweza kukuhold when you are feeling like we are breaking. Like mambo ni magumu. Yani anakuwa hata mimi na feel tu tuko sawa.
Mimi in fact nilikuwa naona ukiwatch movie na unaona hadi inaisha, na you know where do you even get that peace of mind?
Peace ya
so
Mungu.
For me it also played a part. We try to water down my worries and anxieties and, because nilikuwa nashindwa kama una feel like everything is okay. And during that time I remember you promised me big things.
I did.
That's what kept me going.
I did.
Otherwise nilikuwa sikia our life is falling apart.
By the way, it's very important, although now this one we'll talk about another day, a vision. Having a vision as a man is very important. You may not have a lot, but have a vision. These people, by the way, ukiwachorea vizuri, na ukuwe ni mtu unajituma, wao uweza kubuy that picture. Because I remember there was a time, msichana alilia usiku. Mambo imetulalia hivi. So, I remember taking her somewhere, hata waleo sitai sahau, nje ya gate fulani pahali. And I told her, now listen to me very carefully. And I see your urume ilitoka wapi. Nikamwambia, now I want you, your confidence. Nikamwambia, I want you to note this day. One, I will take you any place in the world. Yeah. Yani si hile tumeenda sijui kazi ama nini. Yeah. For a tour anywhere you want to go. Now, so far so good.
So far so good.
So far so good. Yeah. Na hiyo time sina anything, hata hatuna chakula, hata ile tunaenda kula na mtoto amekuja. Yeah. Number 2, nikamwambia I will build your home. A castle befitting a queen.
Please.
Hiyo time hata
I think in a deserve standing ovation. It's true. Alisema a castle befitting a queen.
Absolutely.
And kuna watu wamekuwa wakisema wanataka kupelekwa house tour.
Yeah.
Guys, ebu mstick to kwa hii channel. Ile siku tuwapeleka house tour mtaelewa what that exactly meant to me. Na bado of course. Nini nyingine tuliambiliana? You will not be the one borrowing.
Yes.
You will be the one lending at will.
Tulikuwa tumeboro.
You will be the one lending at will.
Over and over. Kuna mtu nilikuwa anapigia ananiuliza how much. I thank God for those people.
Hata before salamu.
Yeah.
Hello, how much?
How much? Yeah, but I painted that picture with a lot of, in fact, although nilimaliza nikashindwa nimesema nini. But I don't know. Ni kama yani roho wa Mungu alikuja juu yangu na nikasikia, let me prophesy. And of course, it was not empty. We had a journey. That time I remember when we met, I was doing my masters. So of course, siku ati nimekaa hivi. Unajua kuna watu wanaweza feel encouraged to sit on their bum and of course saying that they are having a vision. You must of course also have a plan. There is a dream, there's a vision, but there's also a plan. How you're telling me you're taking me there. Do you have a plan? Of course, I had that plan. Nilikuwa namchorea, and of course, there is God's timing. One thing I have come to appreciate is also those times. Kwa sababu, sahi you are tested. You know, being able to stand the test of time. And of course, hakuna sahi kitu naweza pata niambie msichana ni mringi. Ameniona with nothing, and of course, yeah,
and also
my lowest.
That also means you don't be a prisoner of your background.
Yes.
Determine kule unaenda. So, aufai kusema just because I come from a challenged background financially, inamaanisha hapo ndipo nimekwama.
Yeah.
So I think that also worked in your favor, right?
Absolutely.
Mama?
Absolutely.
It worked in your favor. It worked in my favor because that determination, alikuja na determination. Another difference from our backgrounds zenye na feel ingeleta conflict, but you were quite supportive, was the fact that me things kwa nimezoea kujifanyia mambo.
Yeah.
We were used to having house helps around.
Then hapa ni bibi ya mtu.
And then hapa nimekuja nimekuwa bibi. It was tough. By the way, were you not supportive? I think tungekuwa tunaleta na juu mbaya.
No, of course, hata si kuleta na juu, hata kukosana kabisa. Maybe you will not be here. Yeah. I think ni vizuri. Unajua, one thing I usually say is bibi, okay, mke, nasikia si bibi. Bibi ni shosho kule Tanzania. Mke wako, umepata mke wako. This is your wife. And of course, being yours, you don't need even in another script somewhere else. She's here. Get to understand her. Get to understand where she's coming from. Try to do the much you can, you know? Because if you are doing a lifetime together, then mbona usimuelewe vizuri, mpelekane. So I decided, but thank God, because also you are not stuck. Mimi nakuanga hivi, you know? Watu huleta mimi by then nielewe mimi nakuanga hivi, mimi nilelewa hivi. That's why we started saying, you are able also to be very flexible. And as I talk about neuroelasticity, being able to be malleable, your brain can be changed, your mind can be changed to fit in. As God works in us, as we are huna mbio lakini mnavumiliana mkijengeka. And of course today the challenges maybe we had as we are beginning, we don't have them anymore. And one thing I want to mention as we continue is the issue of fatherhood and also being a husband. The fact that umeletwa brought up in a family that is broken, ama there is, yani hujaiona watu wakiwa wamependana, mapenzi hujui ni nini, and here you have a wife. You don't have a script to get from. And I thank God one way, because I met your dad. And that man is amazing.
He is.
Mimi nilishindwa, you know, first of all I was shocked. Nilikuwa naona mkiongea na yeye ama mnakaa kama mna have a light moment. Mimi niko terrified.
Thunder is about to hit.
Yes. So there are men in our lives ambao walikuja ku change even my perspective as I met your dad, who embraced me as a son with, you know, hizo needful moment ambazo tulikuwa nazo. Na by the way alikuwa anajua all the story and our background. From there our pastor, the people we met in church wakakuwa real fathers. Our best man was there to stand with us and kutuvumilia. And I think family is not the people wale ati mmezaliwa nao, si hao peke yao. They are very important, lakini there are people who stick closer than friends. Ambao wanakuja wanasimama nawe in very tough situation. We have gone there, cried in their shoulder, wametushikilia when we were down, and they believed in us. And here we are. So shout out to all those men and women who have stood with us. Big up. Mom, mmekuwa amazing. So as we end towards maybe signing out.
Oh wait, I also wanted to bring up that point. Okay. That difference in siku nimezoea kujifanyia mambo. The difference now, on the other hand, you basically doing everything. Unafua, unapika, unafanya hizo vitu zote.
Hard knock life, that's how we were brought up.
But I also adapted to that, and we agreed tutafunza watoto another way. So our kids wakifika a certain point, mtu yeye anaanza kuosha their innerwears, pole anaongeza socks, anajifulia. Our son before in the high school had a very easy time because from class 6, 7, 8 alikuwa anajifulia kila kitu. Machine iko, but naambia no, you will not, hautatumia machine until to learn, because until ubai yako you'll be doing it yourself. Na utaanza kuleta wamadhe wakufulia because you don't have the money now. So we taught him that, and he confessed. Alisema when he went to boarding alipatana na watu yani inawa stress so much kufua, wanaishingi wakiwa wachafu. But the boy is doing fine, and we are doing the same with the even with the mwenye anamfuata and the other ones here. So I think you brought richness to my way of life.
Because now one thing the challenge is mini in our generation ambayo iko soft people. You know, upatane msichana soft, mwanaume soft. Hakuna mtu anajua nini. You know, but I think for us, we being very deliberate, even the way we bring up children, where unaleta, of course, unani soften in some part, because of course now you hand knock life now, kuna ile we are not very careful, you can be military. Now ule unayo soft ni ama nimemhati mtoto ama mtoto atafeel aje, you know, those considerations. So that balance tumeweza kuileta very richly. So the point of our discussion, and I know there are so many other things that tulikuwa different, imetusaidia. Our differences, we have used them for a betterment. I know that where you have reached and where I have reached and where we have reached as a family is because of those differences. So one thing I want to encourage our viewers out there, if you are a young man, pata vision, by the way. First of all, get God. Pata Mungu. Because there are those women, especially men, they don't share a lot. Unahitaji mkuwe mnasikizana na Yesu to the point unaweza enda kwake tu unakaa chini unamwagikia. You know, these ladies are able to talk to each other, cry out, and wanaweza kuwa relieved. They heal very fast. For us, mi hata ushindi wa mtu hana Mungu, like venye ma challenges because alive, even up to now, you have to deal with a lot of things. I have found a lot of solace that the fact that even before I met my wife, I met Christ. We developed a very great intimacy. And now hata nikimpata, hata mambo ambazo wananiletea, na mimi niko na somewhere naenda kumwagikia, kwenda kuambia Mungu. And I think that's very important. Get God, develop a relationship. Have, yani ile you are so intimate to the point that mtu anakupata ndani ya Mungu. And then now from there, hii mambo ingine, hekima ni muhimu sana. Mazi, especially for men, running a home is not just about love. It's about wisdom. You know, being able to understand the times also. Because as we part me, kuna kitu moja nilikuwa nataka kusema. The one thing I wish I learned earlier. I don't know whether you have something about today unaonanga na feel. I wish I knew this earlier. I would have had it easier than what I have had. I don't know whether you have one like that. Yeah.
Go first.
Mine, I think, is about seasons. Life is seasonal, guys. Life is seasonal. If you are down today, tomorrow you'll be up. If you are up today, be humble. You don't know what tomorrow brings. And be very deliberate. Don't make permanent decision for temporary issues, seasonal issues. Mnakosana kidogo hivi, unapata mtu ameamua amesonga. Mungu akusaidie ku understand seasons. They are not always up. Maisha haikuangi by the tambarare. Walitumbia kwa Yesu tambarare. Ni kwamba there are ups and downs. Financially there are ups and downs. So be able to see, you know, when you partner with God, God see the end from the beginning, but understand there are seasons in life. I wish I knew this earlier. I would not panic. Ningekuwa na trust. Kuna time hata mimi of course nilikuwa na feel mambo sijui kutaenda aje, inanisumbua sana. Now I have peace because I understand to know, whether in business, whether in whatever, I know it's a season. So wakati hata we are in conflict, najua hii ni season na itaisha. So I don't make very permanent decision ambazo zitani affect. Later nashindwa how do I get out of them. Yeah, that's what my biggest thing I wish nilijua before. Ingenisaidia sana, but I thank God wakati nilijua. Yeah. What about you?
So for me, I would say I don't know if that's say my take home, because we are the ones bringing in this content, but I would say there's wealth in diversity. There's so much wealth umeleta with your background, and there's what I've brought on the table, and so this should not be a point of conflict, ama haifai kuwa kitu inafanya mkosane to a point that you can't see face to face. So for me, I would say that the whole point of having this discussion is knowing that kuna watu hata their differences are much bigger, say cultural differences, at times even racial differences. Unapata maybe mimi ni Muafrika nimeolewa na mzungu ama kitu kama hiyo, so tunapata kwa picha it may look very beautiful, but in actual sense kuna a lot yenye before you come to think as one inakuwa quite with a lot of conflict. So I would say there's a lot of good that comes with that difference. Now it's up to you to find out what good that is and to harness that to make sure that inaleta beauty and wealth in your marriage. Amazing.
So I think we will sign out. Yeah, but don't forget guys, tumekuwa na we appreciate you guys who have been subscribing. Na wale ambao hawaja subscribe, usiwatch tu alafu uende. By the way, to support, subscribe, like our content, comment by the way, tuambie kitu pale chini, it will encourage, ask a question, we are also ready. And also you can add, kuna kitu maybe wewe unajua, inaweza tusaidia sisi wote or something, so that we also grow together. We are saying we are not experts, but we are here of course to grow together. So thank you very much. Notification usisahau, so that every time we drop something new, unaweza kupata notification from our page.
So it's nice to have you guys. And now
bye guys. See you on the next video.
We are happy people. We got life, we got hope. Wanna share it to the world. We are the THUKU'S family. We are happy people. We